Don here with Dad's Heating and Cooling. What we're going to do is set up a brazing operation on this air conditioner. I installed an A-coil on this system. This customer was having a leak, a freon leak, so I tracked it down and found out that the A-coil needed to be replaced. And that A-coil is up above the furnace downstairs. Right now on this outside unit, what we're going to do is set up nitrogen. We're going to take this tank, this is a tank of nitrogen with a pressure regulator. We take the pressurized nitrogen, a low pressure, we run it through this called a gauge manifold. So we run the pressure through this, and while nitrogen is purging through these freon lines, I am going to set up a brazing torch, and we're going to braze the lines with nitrogen in there. Hey folks, Don here with Dad's Heating and Cooling. Getting back to my brazing job. What I do prior to this is we're going to clean this surface off with some sand cloth. Now some people will say that this isn't necessary. With the type of brazing rod I use, it almost isn't, because the manufacturer of the brazing rod says that this doesn't necessarily need to be cleaned. But if you can notice, this is getting nice and shiny. It's looking like a copper. So I clean off all this old tarnish, this copper. It's very critical to do when you're soldering. You have to clean it, but when you braze, you just want to make sure it's cleaned up a little bit. Then on this side, and again, I'm purging nitrogen through this, because as I clean this, I don't want any sand to get into this pipe. So as you clean the sand cloth off, you'll notice pressurized nitrogen's coming out of there. Clean that off. Again, making sure that's clean. There's a little area there, it's bugging me. And then this is the pipe I'm putting on. So I'm going to clean this off real quick, just a little bit. Holding it down so the sand doesn't fall in to the pipe. As you sand this pipe, you want to be very careful. You want to make sure it's cleaned and no sand gets in here. Now on the other side of this pipe, I put a filter dryer. So if there's any debris in this pipe, the filter, it's called a liquid filter, will prevent, and I'll put this back on there. Those parts were clean, so they're in fairly good shape. So all the debris that's in this line will be trapped in the liquid dryer. Steel brush used to clean guns, which are bad. But this brush will clean the inside of this. Put this on there. Then I take this, clean these lines out with a steel brush or wire brush. So you put this in steel brush in this fitting and you rotate it around, you clean off all the debris. is score all the oxidation off of the copper. Put that on there. With our pipe that's clean, our line is cleaned, making sure that there's no particles. If there is any particles in this, they will be cleaned off. So then nitrogen is still purging through here. It's going all the way across, and I'm going to move these over, and I watch this wire, because when we start to braze, this wire, the control wire, will get in the way. In other words, I don't want this control wire to be damaged by the heat, because we're going to take a torch and we're going to clean all, we're going to heat all this up. So again, I'm trying to clean this up. Got my torch prepped and going to braze this right now. Turn it on. There it is, folks. That's how you braze a liquid line. We got nitrogen purging through. Obviously, it's very dangerous. I do wear safety glasses whenever handling it. What might not be a bad idea to wear gloves for some folks.